So there is some breaking news now when it comes to Philip Schofield and recent revelations that have come upon us where he was actually forced to address and come out. Like this is a lot. Hey guys, it's Murad Murali. Hope you guys are doing well today. If you haven't already, click that button. Daily and consistent content, head over to my Instagram, Murad_Murali. Follow me on my podcast, subscribe over there as well. The links are attached, and this is something that I feel like is breaking news because this was just announced a couple of hours ago in relation to Philip Schofield and how he was blackmailed to come out live on TV. So his performance and when he was addressing the situation and talking about it, he was forced to do that. That was not his choice at all. Now, I don't really have that much sympathy for him based on the situation with his wife. That has already been addressed. This is a new story related to that where this has definitely progressed. Philip Schofield was forced to come out on ITV this morning in order to manage a threatened Sun story on his private life. The veteran host met the new Sun editor-in-chief Victoria Newton and reluctantly agreed to an exclusive interview instead. There was phone hacking linked to Miss Newton using the tactics on Mr. Schofield, on the first day of her new job to impress the new boss, and Sun man Dan Wootton confronted Mr. Schofield about his sexuality, telling him a story will definitely be out before. And a crisis team of ex-Murdoch employees acted for Mr. Schofield to broker a deal which branded the product as blackmail journalism. Philip Schofield was effectively outed as a gay by The Sun in the first major act of its new editor-in-chief, Victoria Newton. The 57-year-old presenter reached an agreement with Miss Newton, allowing him to reveal his sexuality first live on ITV this morning's programme in return for giving the Murdoch-owned tabloid a tell-all exclusive story. In what has been described as an example of blackmail model journalism, Mr. Schofield was initially confronted by The Sun on Sunday's executive editor Dan Wootton in the days before, leading to this dramatic announcement on the 7th of February. Although Mr. Schofield has insisted the decision to come out was absolutely his, Byline investigators can now tell how a deal to manage the emergence of the news was in fact hammered out between the paper and his reps in the days beforehand. A source close to the matter told us website Dan Wootton spoke to Philip Schofield and told him the Sun titles had information about his sexuality and that his story was highly likely going to be published. Wow, so he was threatening him. Dan Wootton just comes off as a bit of a waste man, to be honest with you. He actually is a total waste man. It stinks and it's disgusting, and I feel like it's absolutely vile. This is why he's trending number one right now, because everybody is so pissed off and irritated with him, and I'm not surprised at all. Dan Wootton spoke to Philip Schofield and told him the Sun had, information on him. The Sun's position was that because Philip Schofield is a public figure and a father of 2 daughters and in a long marriage to a woman, then having a sexuality that did not fit with that image made him guilty of some sort of hypocrisy. This was the kind of narrative that they were going to go for. I'm like, more for you if you don't want to brief me, that you don't have an opportunity to try and get the story shaped in a way that works for you, Dan Wootton says. Wow. This is shocking. Mr. Schofield's outcoming took the viewing public by surprise, and even the production floor stopped on this morning when he made an unscheduled Friday morning appearance with co-host Holly Willoughby to announce his news. Asking why he had chosen this moment to go public, he said, "The thing is, this has been bothering me for a very long time. Everybody does things at their own speed. When they think this time..." Okay, so he made this kind of bravado that this was his time to do so, but really behind the scenes, he was forced to do everything. The source added, "This was Victoria's big entry moment, and she wanted to make an impact with an agenda-setting story. The cost to Philip Schofield was not a consideration that was all about her career. And now we can tell how the hands of Miss Newton and her boss News UK CEO Miss Brooks were secretly pulling the strings behind the most shocking moment on British television this year so far." Rebecca maintains a close watching brief on The Sun and has long helped steer Victoria Newton's career. Victoria was desperate to get Philip Schofield's corporations for 3 reasons. Firstly, it dramatically reduced the risk of the paper getting sued. True. Of course, if you cooperate with Philip Schofield, how are you going to get sued with the person that your story is about? And secondly, even in British tabloids in 2020, it is rightly taboo to out someone as gay. True, which is why she got that collaboration. And thirdly, the paper suffered a huge backlash over the way it tried to recently to force Wales rugby star Gareth Thomas to reveal his diagnosis for HIV. Wow, guys, this is actually really, really crazy. Byline Investigates understands that Mr. Schofield considered testing the strength of the Sun's public interest defense by seeking a high court intervention to block publication of any story. So Philip Schofield tried to prevent this story getting out. He tried his hardest. However, uncertainty over the prospects of legal success and the potential publicity backlash of it failed, alongside the difficulties of making any gagging order effective in the social media age, meant that option was not considered for long. A second source added, speaking on condition of anonymity, Philip Schofield was right when he said the choice was his choice to speak out, as other legal options were available to him. But it's also correct to say he came under very significant pressure to publicly talk about his private life. This is actually, this is crazy. So as soon as he announced it on this morning TV show, the next day there was a tell-all exclusive interview with The Sun, and that was an agreement that they had made. And they made an agreement with you as an individual, as a person, so that they can't be sued. And of course, it's taboo to out somebody and force somebody. It's wrong to do so, period. But this is what was going on behind the scenes. He was being forced by several people who work for The Sun to say, this is what we want you to do. This is the story that's coming out. Either you cooperate with us or not, your life is going down the drain. He tried to stop it. He tried to say no, but it just could not take place. Therefore, he had to do this performance and say, you know what, this is my time, I'm ready, and so forth. So it really was a chaotic situation for him. And this is again addressing and showing how The Sun are toxic. They're just so toxic as hell, and this story is just incredibly sad. And I do feel sorry from that aspect, because nobody should be forced to come out and say something when they're not ready, regardless of whether it's Philip Schofield or not, regardless of whether it's a Conservative or not. Nobody in that particular position should be forced to. And phone hacking was linked to it as well. They would do anything and everything just to get a story out on somebody like that. To force somebody. This is why I find it so shocking. This is why if somebody ever tells me tea on someone, I will never bring it to a public matter ever until it's published somewhere else. If it's published on papers, then I'm regurgitating information about islanders or whatever. But I would never say this is tea that I've heard through the grapevine, I'm going to bring it online. I feel like that in itself is very, very dirty. And it's like you don't even respect yourself as an individual, where it's like, this person clearly hasn't announced it or whatever, but you want to try and pull all the strings to get it out because you want to tell all exclusive interview. It's just sad, it's moronic, it's a reflection of how people want to use people in this world. They want to use you, they befriend you, and then they use you, or they want to just use you from the jump. People just want to use people. It's just sad, it's disgusting. It's the world that we live in today, and it really is unfortunate. And this is breaking news, guys. Sorry. So please take it with all seriousness, because it definitely is. Let me know what your thoughts are when it comes to this. Please do subscribe. Click that button for daily and consistent content. Head over to my Instagram, Murad_Morali. Subscribe to my podcast, please, and I'll catch you guys soon for another video.